how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and this is a channel about cross stitch. And if you're new or returning, welcome back. Thank you so much. So let's see. I got a phone call and I had to answer it. My son's car, he said it was breaking, and I said it's probably the battery, and he's like, no, the lights come on and it makes dinging noise. I'm like, it's the battery. Especially here in this heat, they only last for like a year, and so he's had the car longer than that. And I said, I bet you it's the battery. So my husband took the battery out of his car, took it down, had tested. Sure enough, the battery's bad. So he was calling me to find out which battery I wanted him to get. So I don't even remember what I was telling you before I paused the video to answer the phone call. It's one of those days. I'm wearing my Lori Holt shirt that says, just take one stitch at a time. And in case you can't see it, because it's kind of cut off. But let me think. What was I talking to you guys about? Anyway, I'm not sure, but I'm in my stitching room and have a little bit of cross stitch to show you for this week. Yesterday, my sister had her grandson's first birthday party. My niece Sadie had her little boy's birthday party yesterday. So we spent the day with them, and it was a lot of fun, and just hung out across town all day. After church, we had church in the morning, and my husband and I, we teach the 13-year-old Sunday school class for the 13-year-old kids, and just twice a month. And so we do that. And what else? Friday, I think it was Friday. No, Saturday. Saturday we went to my niece's volleyball game. She was in the playoffs and they won. Congratulations to my Charisma. And she is so beautiful and growing up so fast. And we did that. And then after that, my sister came over. She has this big, huge witch. The face is made out of like nylons, and it's like full life size. And she bought it years and years ago at a thrift store. Well, she usually sits outside, so the sun and the weather and everything, it was kind of really, and after all the years, it was like, I think it was made in 93. We were taking it apart, trying to change out parts of it. Parts of the dress are worn out and gross. Other parts of her are fine. Her hat needed to be changed. And so we were just kind of like removing pieces of her and then fixing her up. And there was some newspaper shoved in her hat, and it was from 1993. So that's how old she is. So she bought her a new hat. She brought it over. We were deconstructing parts of her, and I ran in some of my Halloween fabric and made her a little apron to go over her black skirt of Halloween fabrics. I'm going to have her send me a picture to put on here. We're not done fixing her up. I hope she got a before picture, but she probably didn't. But we'll show you the midway picture of her. And we did her hat, and I sewed her a little apron. And we're going to make her some boots. We did that on Saturday. I can't keep track of my days. Anyways, so it was a lot of fun. Busy weekend. Got some stitching in, but not a ton. One of my whips I'm working on is Sarah Burgess 1828 by Needlework Press. Here's a chart. And I don't know that I made any more progress from last time I showed you. This was a summer school project from the attic last year. And this is stitched on 30 count Weeks Dye Works tin roof. I don't think I did much more to it from last time. That's my progress so far. If you remember, I changed these to red because the pattern, they're white. I wanted to match the other side that's going to have the same thing. But that's my progress. I still love it. I'm going to try to get back to it this week. I took a break from it just because I was so close to finishing up one of my other projects, and so I wanted to get that done. I was starting to kind of lose interest in it, and I didn't want to put it away being so close to being done and not finish it. So I kind of switched focus and focused on that, so I'll show you that in a minute. But my next whip and also stitch along with Kim and Carol. Kim is a Contented Stitcher on YouTube, and Carol is Rosebud Stitcher. And here's a picture of the pattern by GGR. And this is my favorite whip so far. I'm stitching on 40 count Lakeside Vintage Cedar Plank. And I love it. I love how it's turning out. The colors are so beautiful. And here's my progress. Isn't that pretty? And I wanted to stitch on this, but instead I chose to stitch on my other whip because I wanted to get it finished and out of the way. So this took a backseat. I didn't get to stitch on it this week, but I'm hoping to stitch on it maybe later today or tomorrow. Let me show you the colors. I mean, the colors on this. Here's the colors I haven't used yet, so we'll just put those on by it. Look at the colors with what's already on there. Oh, so flossy. Isn't that so flossy? I love it. It's so pretty. Anyways, I can't wait to start stitch that blue on there. So it's not too late to join us. The hashtag is hashtag Mary Hunter Sal, S-A-L. I'll put it on the screen, and it's not too late to join us. As you see, I haven't stitched very much. So that is that. And then that brings me to my last whip that I've been working on recently. And that's Pringles and Pringles by Little House Needleworks. Here's a picture. I got the roof all finished, and I'm starting on that red brick underneath the roof. And I'm stitching with all the called for floss and on the called for linen, which is a 30 count Parisian gray by Access Commodities. And using DMC and Classic Colorworks overdyed floss. And I got a whole row of bricks done. And I think that is really turning out nice. The bricks were really easy, and I was on a Zoom call and just stitched away. Didn't have to really concentrate at all. It was just a nice little pattern and got rolling on it. So that's my progress on Pringles for this past week. And now I have one finished to show you. I'm super excited about. All right, let me put these back in here. Okay, my finish for this week is by Lindy Stitches, Except Grandma's. Here's a pattern. And I stitched on 32 count Belfast Antique White and 32 count with 2 threads over 2 linen threads. I logged it in my cross stitch journal for this year, 2021. I began on January 1st. It was my New Year's Day start, and I finished it today, May 17th, 2021. I used the call for floss colors. I even took a little picture of it and put it in my book with my little Polaroid camera so I can record what it looks like for future generations or however long the Polaroid will last. But here it is. Oh, look how fun. It's all done. So there's no place like home except Grandma's with a little XOXO. Is that adorable? I'll come in a little closer for you to see. I love it. And I have an oval frame. I'm painting it right now. So next week it should be fully finished for you to see. On the pattern in the window, I did change, there's like a little, I think it's a little kitty cat head right there. See it? in the window of the house. Well, on my stitching, I had it in there, and it just looked like a little brown blob. And I showed this over when I was stitching on it on yesterday at my sister's house a little bit. And both of my sisters didn't even see it at first. And then when they looked at it, they didn't know what it was. And I just felt like it looked like a brown blob. I didn't think it really looked like a kitty cat, my stitching. I don't know if it was my fault. I must have stitched it weird or wrong, or the threads weren't laying right. So I just picked it out and filled in the window, just made it all plain. And I don't think it matters as far as it's not missing anything. So that's my finish. I'm really excited about it. And so I'm going to share the pattern with one of you. If you would like a chance to win this share from me, let's use the word grandma in a comment. And I would like for you to tell me a memory or something, a fond memory, if you have one, of your grandmother or a great grandmother. But the word we need is grandma, okay? So use the word grandma in your comment. Please share a fun memory or something that reminds you of your grandma if you can. And if you don't have, it's not going to disqualify you. I just thought it'd be fun. And I remember one thing about my grandma. I have a lot of memories about my grandma because we lived around the corner from her for a long time when I was in grade school. And every summer I would go spend every day at her house. I'd watch I Love Lucy and I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched. I'd watch all those like shows, Brady Bunch on her TV while she was sewing away in her sewing room. And she used to be like a seamstress for hire. She would design wedding dresses for brides, and they would come over and have fittings, and I remember that. And she'd make all of her and my grandpa's clothes, and she'd make him Western shirts and even jeans. She most of the time didn't even have a pattern. She would sew just everything. She'd make quilts and all kinds of things. So I remember her sewing away in the back room, and then I'd be laying in her front room watching the TV, watching my shows, and then she'd make me lunch. We'd have lunch together, and she'd call my grandpa for lunch. And she called it supper because dinner was at night and supper was at lunchtime. Or no, maybe it was dinner was lunch. I don't remember. It was like dinner and supper. I think dinner might have been lunchtime and supper was at dinner time. I don't know. But it was breakfast, dinner, and supper. And it was a big meal. She would feed him at lunch because he was out in the saw sharpening business. And he would sharpen scissors and saw round circular saw blades and all that. So he would be doing that, and I always remember she had this bowl of hard candy in a little candy dish by her front door that had cemented together. You couldn't get it off. And we would all the grandkids would try to pry a piece of candy off of the mound that had fused together. And now just thinking about all the dirty little hands that had been all over it. But if we got a little piece off, we ate it. We didn't care. It was gross. That's gross. But it's funny. But anyway, so yeah, that'll be our share for this week. So if you would like a chance to win this pattern, use the word grandma in your comment. Please be a subscriber. Don't say giveaway, etc., etc. All right. Now we are going to talk a little bit about the giveaway from last week. I had received a bunch of charts in the mail and from a lovely viewer, and this was one of the charts from it. It's the sweetheart tree. There's no charms, and it's just the chart only, and that's what it looks like. And you had to use the word sweetheart in your comment, and the winner is Rhonda LaFleur. I probably said your name wrong. Sorry about that, Rhonda. I'm going to put your comment here on the screen, and just email me or message me on Instagram privately with your address, and I'll get this in the mail to you. Congratulations. Okay, moving on. We are going to talk a little bit about our stitching support Zoom. We've had 2 Zoom meetings so far, and it's been a lot of great fun, and we do it on a Wednesday night once a month. And the next stitching support Zoom meeting will be on May 26th. It's a Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and that's Arizona time. So if you would like to join us for a little Zoom stitching call, then you would email Julie, and I'll put her email address here on the screen, and she will send you the login credentials that you need to join us. And that's when I stitch my Coming to America piece, and everybody else works on other things. So if you want to join us, just email Julie. I really appreciate her help doing that Zoom call. All right, a little bit of haul I had bought. The haul I got this week are these. I got two of these little thread. They're 9 inches, so when you wind your thread around them and then cut one end, they make them like 18-inch length. And these, Brenda and Laura was showing them how to use them on their video, and they're very reasonably priced. If you go on Instagram, his name on Instagram is RNR Woodwork Sky, all together. And they were very reasonable. I bought 2, just maybe because I'll probably one to go and one to stay in my room. And they're finished really nice. And this is black walnut with espresso. It's my favorite one, the dark wood. And I already used it, so it's awesome. Check him out. Another thing I bought was this limited edition DMC kit. I mean, it's Polynesian, islandy, beautiful hibiscus flowers. And here's the back. Got really fun colors in there and a pattern. Let's see if it will focus. I get my face out of it. And so the collector's tin, when you open it up, and then it has this pattern I'm not going to show. But then look at those fun colors. Aren't those pretty? I mainly wanted it because I wanted the tin. Because it's Polynesian. I mean, my husband, my kids, they're all, Polynesian. It's like, gotta have it. So I got that. And then, Fat Quarter Shop, I ordered these 2 project bags. They're like $10. It's pretty cheap for a project bag. This one's a little smaller than I thought it was going to be. I was hoping it was a little bigger. I should have looked at the dimensions, but it'd be fun to put a couple of ornaments in it. I don't care if it matches the cross stitch that goes in there. For $10, it's a nice little project bag to have. So I bought these off of Fat Quarter Shop. Okay, I think that is all of the stuff I have to show you this week. I know it's a quick little video, but I don't want to miss a week checking in with all of you, and I really appreciate and have fun visiting with you all every week, and I hope you're doing well and taking care and getting a lot of stitching time done. So thanks again. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye.